Well, welcome back, everybody, to another session here at Crit Happens. We have the useless fucks. Last time out, you guys managed to find the shard of the obelisk within the depths of the crypt of Talhundereth. Upon picking up the shard, you encountered more undead, ghostly figures that attempted to prevent you from escaping. Fighting your way out and dealing with the remnants of the mutated humanoids that seem to have been drawn to that place. You left the crypt through the way that you came and sat on a rock in full black plate metal armor. Was a tall, dark figure, its face covered with a helmet except for a slit where the eyes should be, and behind was burning a green flame. This individual judged Willow for her actions and her loyalty and presented her a choice. A choice to take a life. She refused. You decided to partly flee, and to partly fight. This creature, clearly from the depths of whatever hell or abyss that Merkel's domain lies within, therefore decided to take you on, blade to blade. As you fought and fled, the situation looked dire until a light came from over the crest of the cliff above, and a large, silvery, gold-winged dragon dragged the Death Knight across the plain and into the nearby forest, only to turn to you and tell you to run. And so, we come back to you guys as you are in full escape, on foot, leaving behind the scene that you just came from. What are you doing?
Trying to catch up with the boring, I guess. Actually, I'm on the back of Lexi Jr. You are?
What am I doing?
Running.
Running, the rest of us.
Okay, running?
Yeah.
We're just running.
Yeah, just run, jumping over branches, that sort of thing.
Hopefully in the right direction.
It's a direction.
Cool.
Could I see if anything's following us?
Sure, make a perception check for me. $16. As you're in full sprint, you're about 100 feet away, maybe more now, from where the scene had taken place outside the front of the crypt. And taking a look back, you can see the rest of your friends making their way towards you. Some on horseback, some on foot. And just to the right, in the distance, where the tree line stands opposite the entrance to this to Talhundereth, you just see a silvery golden light that kind of occasionally flickers in between the trees, but it seems to get more and more distant into the forest.
Yeah. I sort of have to keep slowing myself down slightly to make sure I'm not running too far ahead of everyone, and just try and help them keep up, kind of thing, and make sure no one sort of falls over or gets left behind or anything.
Do I have any wild shapes left, or am I out?
I think you are out, yes.
Okay.
I kept you alive as best I could.
I can see that. Like,
We did the bare minimum.
So
okay.
as you guys are running, you're getting further and further away. I'd say after about 5 to 6 minutes of full sprint, checking back every now and again, you get the sense that the danger has passed for now.
It's night,
Couple
right?
things.
It is nighttime, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're running from an armored, like, undead thing?
The creature that you saw, the individual that you saw, was 7 to 8 feet tall, very broad-shouldered, full plate covering its entire body and face and head. It had a long sword that it had strapped to its back, and when in combat, it had a shield. Is a hulking figure, a terrifying figure, frankly. And the only thing that it had was an engraving in the chest plate of its armor of a triangle with a skull in the center of it. An image that you've seen before, and you would no doubt associate with Willow.
Okay, so that's where we're running from. Did we get what we're looking for?
You have recovered the shard, yes.
Alright, I think I'm caught up.
We also murdered everyone in the temple.
The good kind of murdering, or?
Yes.
Wait, like the Dark Elves? Like them?
We didn't murder them. They got pre-murdered by people.
Oh,
They were murdered when we got there.
okay. And then we murdered them? The ones that murdered them?
Yeah.
Alright. So good kind of murder, I guess.
And the dad, maybe, I think, who was too far gone.
No.
And my space dictator happened.
Mm.
Okay, do we need to find somewhere to make camp? Because I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm fucking knackered.
I don't know my current stats.
I mean, Lexi looks to me, just at a glance, to be near death.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. You look pretty near death to me.
I mean, if I remember correctly, the Grove's, what, a couple of days travel away still? So I think we need to find somewhere safe to camp out as quickly as we can.
Yeah. Gather our bearings in the morning, and we've got daylight on our side to guide us.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a particularly sort of reclusive spot where it's not likely to be founded to camp.
Like a cave or something.
Oh, no more caves, please.
Like not a very deep cave, maybe just like a little opening. Little alcove.
Find an alcove.
Little alcove.
Like a, clearing or something, maybe.
If one of you would like to make a survival check to try and find somewhere reasonably safe, please do.
That will not be me.
You're sort of tuned with nature, Bolden, aren't you? Can you not?
I think I do have. I have a +6.
Yes. Can I assist him with
Yeah, off you go then.
Yeah, if Lexi's helping you out, you can roll with advantage.
Radio. Thanks, Lex.
that?
I needed it.
Oh, so close, buddy. So close.
15. 15. you spend maybe 20-30 minutes having a good look around the nearby area, and you do see to your north is a small cave. It's not very deep. It's like 10-15 feet deep into the cliff face. Or to your south, there seems to be somewhat of a clearing amongst the forest. So you can pick whatever feels right for you.
Cave? Clearing.
Well, I guess the cave we can at least like watch our backs.
See, more defensible.
What was that, Lexi? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
He's more defensible, he says clearly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Let's pop our pop-up tents up then.
Yep.
Watches? I mean, we definitely need some.
I could take one, I suppose.
So with this being travel and this being a kind of a makeshift camp, you will avoid exhaustion, and I'll allow you to roll hit die, so it will be equivalent of a short rest rather than the full long rest. Are the rules that we talked about before on long rests.
No hit die. Wah.
Yeah, I had to absolutely drain your hit die as well to keep you alive. But you feel reasonably safe for now. So you're taking the first watch, Laboran?
Yeah.
All right, is anybody joining you?
I'll sit with you for a bit.
As you guys kind of make camp, pitch some tents inside the cave and make a fire on the edge. The summer is just starting to get into full flow here in Faerun, and it's not sticky air, but it is quite mild, especially for it being night. And you can tell now that it is the deep part of night. You know, you kind of gathering that it's probably early hours. There's a clear sky except for a small wisp of cloud that is picked up by the moonlight on occasion, and there's the sound of crickets in the bushes nearby.
Is everyone else in bed yet, or?
Me. I would say yes.
Yeah, probably.
Lexi fell asleep on the horse.
Stars look nice tonight, Laboran. It's nice to be able to see them again.
Yeah. A few moments there where wasn't so sure that'd be the case.
Yeah, it got pretty hairy in there. I hate places like that.
Well, I think path we're on may lead to more danger, more dark places.
Is that all you ever think about, Laboran?
No, sometimes I have other thoughts.
I've no doubt you're right. We probably will be going to dark places and dangerous places, and I'm going to hate all of them. Probably each more than the last. But I think there's something to be said for living in the moment, and we're not in any of those places right now. So maybe just enjoy what we have.
difficult to live in the moment when that just felt like for the longest time it's always been on the run, thinking about the next steps, next thing that needs to be killed, or where more gold's coming from, where the next meal is, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's all you've ever known, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tomorrow is never promised, no matter your circumstances. So maybe you should learn to enjoy the meal you've got in your hands and not worry about where the next one's coming from.
Sort of give, like, I guess a bit of like cheeky kind of wink and just say, oh, I can make it almost a guarantee that I'll make it to tomorrow.
Then why worry about it?
Got to, otherwise it might not happen.
That must be exhausting. Is it not exhausting to have to think like that?
I've made it all right. Made it this long.
Yeah, you made it this long, but how much of that time did you spend living?
Suppose not much in the way you mean it, I guess.
I don't discount the way that you've had to live your life. And Shim will kind of shuffle a little bit closer to him where they sit and just put a hand on his knee and say, I don't discount the way you've had to live, Laborim, but if you'd let me, maybe you'll let me show you that there's another way to live that's maybe less intense, less stressful, more enjoyable.
Yeah. How are you going to do that?
Well, we'll see. Little steps on the road.
All right.
But maybe right now, instead of fretting about what's coming next, about darkness and dragons and damp, shitty caves, right now, just put your arm around me and watch the stars together with me.
Without much words, I'll sort of do that. But I do think my eyes would be, you'd be looking up at the stars, but then frequently looking to the tree line still. Just looking around.
You don't see anything that concerns you. Without a check, you occasionally see a fox or badger of some kind of scurry around the edge of the woodland, but other than that, it seems quiet.
Unless there's anything else Shimmer would have to say, I guess go and wake up the next person for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's that going to be?
I'll go.
Yeah, I was going to suggest you. Yeah, I'll go.
We'll go in order of injury.
Yeah. I'll go nudge Willow. Sort of not sure. I guess staring blankly. You shouldn't really sleep. Not sure whether she is asleep or not, and just be like, your turn.
She'll just kind of get up and nod silently. and walk towards the mouth of the cave.
On your own, or are you going to drag somebody along to join you?
No, I'll go on my own. I am a strong, independent halfling.
Before Shimmer goes to bed after the boring's left, she'll just take a few minutes to sit beside Willow and say, that was a bit mad back there.
Yeah.
Someone you know?
I think at this point I'd prefer not to. I'm sorry this keeps happening to us.
You don't need to be sorry, Willow. Merkel's obviously, got a chip on his shoulder. He's obviously compensating for the fact that he's just a pretend god. But you said once that we were sisters, and I don't know if you still feel that way. I know you like to keep things to yourself, and I know that you don't always fully understand what's going on either, but it's fine that you are a private person, but I just wanted you to know that I still consider us sisters, and if there's anything that you need to ask of me, I'll do it without question.
Willow will squeeze her hand and look at her and just say, of course you're still my sister. I said it to him and I meant it with all my heart. There's very little on this plane that I still care about, love, but you and that lot are 100% one of them. But for now, I need you to go and lie down next to your Laboran and get some rest.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry about that. Look, I'm sure that you don't really understand what the consequences of what just happened are, but we'll all be here beside you, standing with you as much as you want us to be, and I hope you know that.
I do.
Good. Go stare into space or whatever it is you do, and
I'm on
take
watch.
myself off.
I don't get to do that on watch. I have to pay attention.
Really, I don't pay attention on watch. Nothing bad's ever happened to me.
You've got Laboran. He pays attention enough for everybody.
Oh, don't I just fucking know it? All right, I'm going to bed. See you in the morning.
Good night.
Willow, as you take up a spot to take your watch, are there any thoughts or feelings that Willow has that you want to share?
She'd probably just sit and stare into space a little bit. But she's probably still feeling like the adrenaline of what's just happened. Sitting thinking about what the hell she's going to do and how, like, what's going to happen next, and kind of trying not to panic externally. She would probably pull out the amulet that what was her name? The portal gave her. I have it written down somewhere, but can I remember her name? It was so long ago.
Old.
Elder Yvena? That one? No, that was... No. Where's it gone?
Old Vesh.
Thank you. I still can't find it. It's in there somewhere. Probably pull out that amulet and sort of pull off a Merkel amulet and just kind of sit and compare the two with a leg wrapped around her bag because she doesn't trust it not to wander off again. She's officially paranoid about this fucking backpack. But she'll probably just sit and stare at the two amulets side by side and just occasionally flick between them and what's going on outside the cave.
Which hand are you holding the amulet you were given by Old Vesh in?
I don't know if she'd be holding on to it or whether I should just kind of lie them out on the ground in front of her.
Mm. You kind of look at them both side by side and contemplate them. They are similar in nature and size. As you kind of move your thoughts between them, looking at the one from Merkel and then back to the one from Old Vesh, there is a tingling sensation as you look at the one from Old Vesh in your right hand. It starts to grow a little stronger, almost like an pins and needles, but it turns into an itch.
You said that and now my hand's itchy.
As you scratch it, as you just have, some of the skin and flesh begins to peel away and reveal the bone behind. It doesn't hurt. But as you kind of scratch at it more and understand what's happening, you can see the flesh all from your hand up to your wrist begins to fall away.
Oh no, not ideal.
You still have full use of your hand, but it's now this skeletal hand.
Probably. Oh,
Another one gone.
oh! Why does this keep happening to all of my characters? Fuck's sake. You should probably try and dig through her bag to find something to cover her arm up with. Not that I think she's actually got anything that would be of any use whatsoever.
A bit of cloth or something you could probably find.
Yeah.
Tear off a piece of clothing to do so, but yeah, you're able to cover it.
Don't we have 20,000 medical kits? I'm sure you could find a
Actually, yeah, that's a fair point. I'll use
some latex gloves.
a bandage from the medical.
Yeah,
Did you give all your medical kits to me, or did you still have some?
I've still got 3.
Fair enough.
So I'd probably pull out bandages and stuff and kind of just wrap in such a way that it just looks like I've hurt myself in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, understood. The chill on the air slowly grows colder. There's a light breeze now, and you can see the small wisps of cloud in the sky are moving a little faster. But the night is still, and crickets chirp, but that's about it. Is there anything you wanted to do while you were there?
No, I think the existential dread and staring off into space will do it.
Okay.
What about learned spells?
I mean, if I can, is there enough of a period of time for me to do some time in my spellbook while I'm supposed to be on watch?
To fit the full rest in, assuming you want to travel at dawn, no, but if you want to push your travel on from beyond dawn, then yes.
We'll say no. I feel like writing in our spellbook would not be top of the priority list for this evening anyway, so we'll go without.
And who are you waking for the final watch?
I'd probably kind of wake up Lexi and Baldwin, assuming that they're somewhat near each other because, romance and shit. And just kind of look at them and just go, who wants to go?
Don't see why we can't get last one. Inclusion.
I can do it. You can rest up, Lex.
It's fine. I will.
And we
So look
continue
a
on
little
going. Least injured to most injured. Yeah, so I'll kind of walk out of the tent ahead of Baldwin and just sort of shoot straight into my own.
Okay. Baldwin, is there anything you want to do? Any thoughts or feelings you would like to share while you take this watch?
I guess Baldwin would probably be thinking to himself that this is even though we had a run and everything, and to him it could be he probably feels a little shame for running away, but he knows that it was the best thing to do in the moment. He probably thinking to himself that since we did accomplish our main goal was to get the shard, and he knows with this shard he can he feels a little bit of pride. He can finally ascend to a full-fledged member of the Grove. So in a way he feels more good than bad, I would say. A little hurt, but yeah, it's gonna be worth it in the end.
As you take your watch and your friends sleep in the small damp cave behind you, slowly and gently the night begins to turn to day as you see the sun begin to rise behind the trees. You guys can take the equivalent of a short rest. Shimmer, if you wanted to do your Song of Rest, that would still count here.
Thank you.
And yeah, as dawn rises, the day is yours.
So anyone that uses a hit dice gets an extra 4 points of healing off that.
That answers my question. No, I don't get any of that healing.
Sorry.
I don't know about me. I don't know if I have a Nick Dash left.
Let me have a look. I can do yours for you. So you have one hit die available to spend.
Hey, spend it.
All right.
Hey,
What am I on?
You are on
Badly injured.
27 out of 70. And if you guys had Baldwin and Laborin, can you please remove aid from your?
Oh, that's right. Aid's gone.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do as you all begin to wake and seize the day?
Maybe get our bearings to see where exactly we are, to kind of set ourselves in the right path. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, Baldwin, do you know the way back?
I don't know. I think so.
Make a survival check for me if you would like.
Okay.
17. Yeah, this area is still a couple days out from the Grove, but it's familiar enough with the way that the tree line is working and the mountains that you can see off to the distance that You know roughly where you are, not exactly, but you would know the general direction back to Silverleaf.
Yeah, I can kind of figure out the way back.
Excellent. I guess we should go then.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa, whose mic is that? That's
think
Adam's.
it's-
Sorry, it might have been mine. I was shifting my mic, so I thought it might have been me.
That's like a slurp sound.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves as you make your journey.
Yeah.
You mean like in character then, or does
Either in character, I guess.
Okay. So is no one going to mention the dragon?
Yeah, Willow, do you know what's up with that?
I have my suspicions, but I have more questions than any answers.
Well, I mean, that's just the general flavour of this group.
Yeah.
I mean, not much is surprising me anymore. I just decided not to really question it that much.
I am sorry that we ended up in that situation.
I mean, do you think it's something you could summon again if, for example, we would happen to come across, a green dragon at some point that, for reasons I can't fathom, doesn't seem to like me very much?
I genuinely don't think I had anything to do with that thing turning up. Like, if being mouthy to a representative of your deity summons that, I can absolutely do it as many times as you'd like.
I mean, I've been pretty mouthy about my deity over the years, and I can't say I've ever had a dragon turn up. Best I got was an obnoxious elf whose nose I broke.
Nice.
I can understand why. The nose breaking, not getting an obnoxious elf to turn up. There was something familiar about that dragon.
In what way?
The way when it looked at me, its eyes weren't normal.
Well,
They
it was a
were-
dragon.
Well, yeah, but even for a dragon, its eyes were milky rather than clear. Like they were coated in something.
What, like blind or something? Someone
I think so.
problem with their eyes. Right. It's a blind dragon then.
Even more impressive that it found us in that case. Although that by this point, I feel like after all the wild shapes, Baldwin probably smells a little bit.
I think he just smells a bit anyway.
Permanently a little bit of that weird animal-y odour.
Yeah, a little bit like wet dog.
Hey, I'm right here.
I know, I can smell you.
Oh, good one, Laboran. That's a good one.
So, anything you want to do during your travel?
Oh.
Otherwise,
How long does it take us? A couple of days?
it'll take a couple days. Yeah, and for the sake of brevity, you'll get there without needing to worry about walking through the or role playing the rests or anything like that. After a couple of days, you make your way. After the first day, you make your way into the forest, and then the next day of travel is through the forest itself before reaching the outskirts of Silverleaf Grove. And as you push through the foliage, and you find yourselves back in the familiar tall treed residence of the Druids of Silverleaf.
Home.
This place again.
Treeland.
Jimma looks very relieved to be back, given the familiarity, the background Feywild noise that's there. She looks pleased to be back.
It's comforting in a way, without trying to say how you feel. It's not a warmth. It's not a temperature. It just feels like a sense of home is returned to you in some way.
Hmm.
I am pretty exhausted.
What time of day have we arrived? Oh, sorry, Jacob. I didn't mean to cut you off. Carry on.
I was just going to suggest maybe we should seek some refuge before we take care of business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
surely.
That's why I asked what time of day it was. If it's long rest territory.
Yeah, it's mid-morning. So if you wanted to long rest somewhere, you could. It would take you into kind of late afternoon, early evening.
I mean, Baldwin, how urgently do you need to get this token back to? I don't know. Can't remember whether she's your aunt, your grandmother, or your sister. I don't know.
Grandma, auntie.
Yeah, auntie, grandma.
Grandma now. I get confused too sometimes. It's okay. I don't know. Was it super duper urgent, or was it just like for me to just complete my trial whenever I had it and I turned it in? Jack.
Sorry, ask that again.
Was it something that seemed urgent just for me, or was it urgent for the good of the grove?
To do what? Sorry.
To turn in the shard, or not turn in, but shard.
You don't feel a sense of urgency to that right now, I'd say. Your time is your own, and you've returned the shard. You've gotten a shard to Silverleaf, and that feels safe enough for now. So I'd say you've got some time, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys whether you want to get that first or get a rest up on all those days of travel and battle and all that stuff, and then we can go in fresh.
I think we're still pretty beat up in that sense, so like that. Just get the sense that yes, it is the morning, and we've been going along the road and rest and stuff like that. But coming out of that, we're still like, oh, we can't, and stuff. And I think even though it's early morning, it makes sense to just go and have a rest and recuperate, heal any sort of long-standing wounds, and get that kind of the magic, that sort of thing.
I agree.
Yeah, I could do with a kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can go to the estate, my family's estate, rest up, and then go from there.
Cool.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. You make your way to the now familiar home of Baldwin's family, and the only person there is your mother, or ex-mother now. I suppose she's your
Aunt,
adopted mother, or now aunt. Yes, Tabitha. She is cleaning up after breakfast, but the rest of your family are not currently there. And as you walk through the door, she does turn to see you, and she greets you. Oh, I'm so glad you have returned. How are you?
Kind of like looks at myself a little beat up, and the rest also kind of beat up, maybe dirty, everything. Like, well, we're doing as good as we can be.
That's very good to hear. Would you like some breakfast, all of you?
Yes, please.
Yeah, good meal and some rest.
Yeah, please take a seat. Take a seat. She kind of starts to break out a few pots and pans and things, and starts to cook up a bit of a meal. She comes out with bowls of fresh fruits and freshly made pancakes and a large bowl of fruity porridge, fresh juices and spring water and those kinds of things.
Thank you once again for your hospitality. Grateful to come home to it.
Oh, it's the least I can do. How was your journey? How was your
Hard.
trip?
Very hard. But we're here now. I guess that's all that matters.
Long, hard, tiring.
Did you manage to achieve what you set
food.
out to achieve?
Well, yes and no. We did find Riverbeddle, but unfortunately, he wasn't long for this world, and we've been unable to escort him safely home.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But we did find the object of our quest, and that we did manage to bring with us.
That is good news. I'm sure Thalinda will be very pleased to hear that you were successful.
Jack.
Yeah.
Just thought, I guess you would have mentioned it, but with us being in such close proximity to the shard for all those days of traveling, did we notice any effects to say like dreams or mental states or anything like that?
The shard definitely creates an air of tension, and you can easily judge that the source of this is the shard. Almost like a thin shroud of anxiety in your presence, but it hasn't. You don't sense that it's adversely affect any of you in any way. No dreams that had been particularly adverse. Certainly not the kind of things that Lexi had in the past. Maybe your dreams were a little more deep than they were before, but not to a point where you would notice it or perhaps associate it with the shard itself.
The food is delicious as ever. Mother.
As you call her that, there's a gentle smile across her face. You're very welcome. It's been quiet here. There's not been much in the way of talk of dragons or anything unusual. It's been fairly normal, I have to say.
Well, that's good
Happy
to
to hear
know,
that.
because we've had our fill of dragons, I think, for a while.
Mm.
Well, if there's anything else I can do more for you, please let me know. I think you've obviously had a long journey and a arduous task, so take all the rest you need, and The rooms, as usual, are yours, and she begins to kind of clear up the plates from the food that you've eaten.
I guess I'll just make my way to the room. Feeling
Hi, Laborin.
Someone's tired.
He's sneaking off.
More stealth.
Well, you're welcome to join me whenever you want, Shima.
Well, thank you very much. Let me see if I can give you a lesson in living in the moment before we fall asleep.
Willow pretends to throw up profusely.
Do you eat any of the food, Willow?
No. Just stare longingly at it from across the kitchen table.
Fair enough.
Not gonna get me that easily.
It would be worthless and pointless, you surmise,
It
but
would just be sad.
but not harmful in any way.
It could be like you eat it and it just kind of falls through you. It just lands on the floor or something.
My digestive system has become a tube. And I have no control of my rectal muscles anymore, according to Baldwin.
Oh man, it just went straight through me.
Developed undead IBS.
Okay, you can eat vicariously through the rest of us. It's very
Yeah.
good.
I'll just stare at all the food really sadly. Then, as people start to dissipate, I'll just wander up to bed.
Lexi, if you're there, is there anything you would like to say or do?
I guess I'll sort of ask Baldwin, sort of just loudly, so maybe his mum could hear it, like about sort of the lycanthropic ritual that he might be undergoing soon.
You're asking her about it?
But I'm sort of asking the druids in the room, which include him and his mum.
Okay.
Finger quotes.
Baldwin, you wouldn't have witnessed this ritual before. You've heard about it. It's often kept closed doors when it occurs, restricted to friends and family. And it takes place in a part of the grove that you've not been to and is kind of kept very secret. Tabitha kind of straightens herself out a little bit and, well, it's ritualistic in nature, sure. Draws the power of the grove, and but it's more than that. It's tapping into our ancestry, our legacy, our bloodlines. Some say it's painful, but not in a bad way. And when people emerge from the ritual complete, there's a sense of power, a change in them that is heightened. Their senses and the natural ability to assume the form of other things is now less binary.
How's hurt, dude? I hate to bring him up, but This non-binary sort of transformation thing sounds similar to that twaddle that Fang had.
It's well, as you well know, druids are capable of assuming the form of beasts of this land. It is typically a full transformation other than within the mind. That is how druids would normally assume a form other than their own, but this is somewhere in between. It's almost like a hybrid transformation, if you will. Somewhere between what you would expect and what you get.
I'll have to see it in and piques my curiosity.
As
If
it
only
should.
I'm allowed.
I'm sure Thalindra would have no issue with you attending, particularly if Baldwin were to request it himself.
Really depends on whether or not I would more than happy to have you guys along. Just I'll leave it up to you if you want to witness such a thing.
Of course.
And of course, you may attend. I'll ask the others once they rested up if they like to attend as well.
By all means, Baldwin, you have as it's your ritual, we'll be able to invite whoever you like, within reason. I'm sure Thalindra would take no issue in your friends joining you. There's nothing else. I have a few things I need to attend to, but please make yourself at home, and I'm sure we'll see each other later on.
Yeah.
Of course, I hope you and Father, maybe and Beatrice, will be able to attend as well. It would mean a lot to me.
Again, that smile comes across her face. You're very kind, Baldwin. Thank you. It would be our pleasure to be there with you. And I look forward to it.
Of course. Thank you again for everything.
Yeah. Thank you for your hospitality. If you need me, I'll be in the bathtub.
There's a light chuckle, and she kind of finishes cleaning up and gives you a polite nod as she gathers her things and heads out of the house.
All right, and then if Lexi's willing, I'll help escort him to the bathtub since I know he's still kind of beat up a bit.
Alrighty. If there's nothing else... Sorry, Lex?
I've just had up into the sweets by my mother.
Okay. If there's nothing else, feel free to take a long rest.
Yes.
I'd also like
You don't gotta tell me twice.
And a level up?
Never heard of such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
A mid-session level up sounds like the dream.
I definitely feel stronger, you know. My
Mhm.
connection to Oberos has grown so much deeper through this experience.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
hmm
sure it has.
I got a shard. That's a big a milestone accomplishment.
It's a stone that we've carried for several miles, you know.
Mm. He's not
Sorry,
budging.
Sam, do you have the period pattern, I don't know if you say it, of health in your inventory?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I think you duplicated the Jack, so I'll just remove it from mine.
Oh wait, no.
You
Hang on. No, hang on. It would help if I was looking at my inventory. Yes, I do have it. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll delete mine.
Yeah.
My mage armor has disappeared from my spellbook though.
Oh, that's annoying.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the-
strictly speaking my spell, is it? So
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it keeps doing that though.
it's fine. I'm sure I won't need it.
fine.
I would cast it every morning. Like she would get into that habit now.
Yeah. I'll fix that.
Yeah, to sort it out later. That's fine. It's not fun.
Don't you just click on the item and it casts it, like with those?
No. Don't think so. Because it does two things. It does shield as well.
Right.
So I think
Those
it's
are
a bit
two
more.
options.
It does not.
Fair enough.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Well, I guess we got to follow Baldwin's lead. I mean, do we need an appointment to go and turn him into a werewolf, or do we just rock up?
I can talk to Barky and maybe announce her announcement,
Yeah.
like her
good idea.
arrival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do.
What are you doing? What's the plan?
Talking to Barky.
Looking into the tree. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. What are you saying?
Well, it's a message to Delindra, letting her know that that we're here, we rested up, and that we're ready to and that we have what we're looking for, and that we're ready to produce it to her.
You get a voice back through the bark, through the tree that runs through the center of this house. That is most certainly wonderful news. Please, make your way to the Elder Chambers and I will meet you there and we can discuss next steps.
Very good. We'll see you then.
Right. We're off.
Yeah, we can be off.
Could we give it a couple of hours for Willow to do some more scribing? Just in case we need a lightning bolt. There's no reason why we would, but just in case, you know?
You never
Yeah,
know.
if we could just hold off for 6 hours.
Yeah, that's fine.
6 hours.
Druids
Right
have
then.
no concept of time. It's fine.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing or are you heading over to the...
I don't know. Is everybody actually genuinely willing to wait 4 hours for Willow to sit
Laborin, do
right
you want to go for a 4-hour walk?
Sure.
I feel a bit bad for Belinda. We just did say we were on our way.
Yeah, I could tell it.
Fine,
Hey,
fine. We'll
we're
go
gonna be
and
a
see
little late.
Great
I'll
Aunt
do it
Grandmother
later.
Dillinger.
Okay.
Somebody
make-
get Willow a clipboard.
I'm sure Barky can produce one pretty quickly.
You make your way to the to the elder chambers and walk through the familiar hall to the center. And Alindra is stood in the center talking to somebody. And as she sees you approach, she kind of like ends her conversation with the elder she was talking to and ushers you all forward. And good. Maybe we all go somewhere a little more private for a moment. Follow me. And she turns to walk behind the large oaken throne in the center of the chamber into another long corridor where there's these doors that are very ornate, but they're almost like vine doors. They're not solid wood. And as she kind of steps towards one, the vines peel away rather than her needing to open them. And she walks through, and inside is a desk. Again, it's all made out of vines and things. There's no solid wood in here. And she kind of takes a seat, and then she kind of casts her hand across the space in front of you, and from the floor rise enough vine-type, rooty vined seats for you all to take a seat on if you want to. The vine door behind you closes. I am glad to see you have returned in one piece.
Yes, barely. But we're here.
Yeah.
And did you find what you were looking for?
We did.
Nothing
But Ribbon Biddle was he has died.
Ah. That is sad news. I think he knew the risk he was taking when he ventured out alone. I hope it wasn't too traumatic for him. I'll make sure that Fenrir is made aware. And Riverbiddle's family as well. What do you want to do? The shard, now you have found it. Do you intend to hold on to it, or would you like me to find a safe place to keep it?
I guess I'll tell her, like, just one moment, and then kind of huddle everybody up and discuss, because I actually don't know whether or not we were planning to keep it or what.
If Henry is saying this was like the source of the protection around the grove.
True. How does that work? Like, will they lose the protection if we take it with us?
Well, it's been in that place for so long. I don't think the protection. I think the spell's been cast, and it's obviously still here.
Yeah, like it hasn't been in the grove for like decades.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing is, like, I'd be open to keeping it if it had a use. Also, on the side of keeping it safe, keeping out the reaches of others. The only thing is, I feel like it needs to be studied in some way. I think we need to know if and how we can use it to our advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if we intend to sort of go to Baldur's Gate and find your Golden Gold people, or to find another shard, I don't think we'd want to be carrying so many on us. Because then it seems like we would have taken them out of a hard place, put them in an easier place to find.
I get what you mean. So in the situation of once we find multiple of these shards, if we were to say get ambushed or something, the enemy could get them all at once as opposed to have to search for them themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that problem. I don't know a safe place to keep them.
I mean, keeping it here, Cylindra, would possibly invite trouble to your door, more trouble to your door.
Yeah.
Are you prepared
what
to? You prepared to deal with that if it happens?
I think
That's
the
true.
the council recognizes that our recent turn of events means that we have some work to do to strengthen our borders for the time being. I think our most immediate threat is obviously Venomfang. If you still intend to deal with that problem, then I believe that the Grove is pretty safe. I would make this promise to you that I would take the shard under my protection.
Full awareness of its sort of negative aura.
I think this is a risk that I am willing to take, given the greater concern that there is for letting it go into the wrong hands.
Yeah. Okay, so
Do you have anywhere else that you might be able to take it? Anybody else who maybe have the power to keep it hidden?
Only the Golden Vault, possibly.
Well, the Lord's Alliance, maybe.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the Lord of the Hand or something like that.
Not the Lord of the
Lady
Yeah,
Silver.
we are not taking it to the Lord of the
No.
Hand and the Eye. And
no.
not doing
Oh,
that.
not him. Not him. No, not him.
Definitely the
No.
wrong hand reference.
Yeah.
Silver Hand.
There's a look on Valendra's face. You are acquainted with Leyrol Silverhand.
Far more intimately than we would like to have been, yes.
Oh, you have not had a good experience with her? I understood her to be a kind soul.
Well, to be fair, she was pretty legit. It was the idiots under her that weren't so pleasant.
Worse.
A mishap with the whole to the Underdark nearly got me.
What, you mean the one we're not supposed to talk about, Lexi?
I didn't swear to not mention
The
that.
one that we nearly got scried to death for? No, I don't think that exists. I think you must have had it in one of your weird curse dreams.
Oh, yeah, that. There.
Yeah.
Definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I'm happy to forget that Lexi had a slip of the tongue.
We appreciate that. It won't be his last.
I believe Leyrol Silverhand and power she commands amongst the Lord's Alliance is one that is rather powerful, and I would not turn my nose up at taking an offer from her to keep the shard protected. She is a powerful woman. But if you were looking to recover other shards and spread them around, then I am at your service in that regard.
We did want to contact her anyway, because we need to get to the Feywild. Maybe we could bring her in on the conversation soon.
Yeah, perhaps it's time we, perhaps we should have a mother's meeting.
Yeah. Lady Felindra,
Yes.
you don't mind me asking, how are you acquainted with?
Ah, well, one does not take a position such as mine without having a good understanding of the powers in the world. Leyrol is a custodian of the allegiance of the lords of the Sword Coast, and while we have not had much interaction with each other. I've heard many a story of her comings and goings around Faerun, and particularly of her sister, who was an even more powerful individual, I would suggest. But yes, she carries somewhat of a legacy with her.
Right. Do you not need to sort of keep and display the treasures your druids come back with if it is part of this ritual? Was that not something?
This I am not counting as one of those things.
No. Oh,
As
well,
the council had already agreed, Baldwin's gift to the grove was returning the grove itself from the hands of orcs.
yeah. That's not right.
I think if you'd be willing to keep it here, Thalindra, for the time being, and then, like Laborin said, we did want to have a chat with Lady Silverhand anyway, so perhaps we can bring her in on the plan and see what she suggests as well.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm sure she would not shy away from taking on this endeavor.
Would she be welcome here, or do we need to speak to her outside of the grove?
She pauses for a moment. I believe the grove is not hidden from the likes of Leyrol Silverhand, or any of the sisters for that matter. But I'm sure we could parley on grove territory if it was needed to be done.
I just felt it might be useful if, the two of you had a discussion with us.
If you believe it is necessary, then I would be happy to facilitate a conversation here in the grove, yes.
That's very good of you, thank you. Something to think about. But I think there's a small matter of Venom Dick to deal with first.
Yes, certainly, Anne. I've not heard any further news. The grove has not been attacked, so I think it's safe to say that he has not yet risen.
Okay, so what do we need to do next then? How do we get Baldwin into Dogman mode?
Oh, I assume you are referencing the ritual. Well,
yeah, that thing.
Well, I need to have a conversation with the council members and reiterate the agreement. And once we have done that, then I don't see why we wouldn't be able to get things into motion quite quickly. But it is up to Baldwin when he feels he is ready. And if he is ready as early as this evening, then I don't see a reason why we couldn't do it today.
I'm ready.
Very well. Then allow me a little time to prepare. Who would you like to attend the ritual, Baldwin?
If it's no trouble, I would like my companions and my immediate family to attend, if that is allowed.
Blood and otherwise?
Of course.
Very good. That won't be a problem at all, and I think it's wonderful that you are accepting what changes have come afoot for you. In the late evening, please meet at the base of the central tree, and then we can make our way and get things started. It'll take 6 to 8 hours. Meet there, and for now, get some more rest if you need it. Do the things that you would like to do beforehand, and I will see you there.
Very good.
Was there anything else that you wanted to ask, or things I might be able to help with?
I suppose for the time being, maybe that'll be it for now. If we come up with anything else, we'll try to look you up.
Are there any? Wait. There aren't any sort of detriments to this ritual. Yeah. Are there? Is there no sort of sacrifice in trade of this new power?
There is no material sacrifice. It is more of an acceptance of our ancestry. Unlocking something within that already exists.
Okay. Just lycanthropy across most of the world is sort of viewed more as a curse.
I'm not sure that any of us had once mentioned lycanthropy.
Well, I guess that's just me then. I've read a lot of books.
Lycanthropy is a curse, yes. We prefer to call it more of a hybrid transformation.
Sorry, I assumed with your quite close sort of relationship with the moon and the wolves, often summoned quite regularly. There was some reference. It's appears to be just a coincidence.
Don't misunderstand me. There is certainly similarities. A lot of the Grove and our history, and the more religious among us, I suppose, would see the moon as a greater power to where we've come from. If you would like to learn more about that history and legacy, perhaps we can discuss it another time.
Yeah. So I was just worried about once a month out of Athens, but it seemed like my worry was misplaced.
This is not a curse.
Yeah, right.
It is a gift. Well, if there's nothing more, then I wish you a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all later on this evening. For what
Thank you,
is
grandmother.
a celebration, frankly.
There's no great honor.
Will there be music?
Not typically, but I'm sure if there is a tone you would like to bring, then, and the Baldwin wishes it, then I don't see why not.
I see no harm. Hearing music brings me comfort.
Yeah.
Very well. She gets up from her chair and kind of passes a hand, and the vine door behind kind of drifts open again. I have much to prepare, and I look forward to seeing you later today.
Thank you.
And I think that is a good time to take a break, and we shall return shortly. See you in a bit.
In a bit.
So, welcome back, everybody. As you leave Thalindra's council chamber, what are you guys up to?
And at some point over the past 3 days, maybe during our travel back, can we all have identified my armor?
Yes, you can. Bear with me. You find it for you. Do you have identify?
I asked if Willow save some patience
Well, then that's
over the
up to
past
Willow.
3 days. Travel back.
You haven't? Did you have any spell slots left before you got to Silverleaf?
I did have spell slots left, but I don't have identify prepared.
Oh, balls.
I thought you were ritually casting it.
It's a wizard spell. I have to have it prepared to ritually cast it as a wizard.
Oh, okay.
What?
So no.
Cleric spells, I can just go woo.
Yeah. I mean, we could just do it now, if you're willing.
I don't know if I am.
I mean, it's up to you. It's not my own.
I roll persuasion.
No.
Fine. But
Contrary
only
to Auntie Donna, that's not how this game is played.
Okay.
What have I been lucky?
So you cast identify on it at some point. So the armor pieces that were in that room contain all the parts for a serviceable suit of plate armor. And this armor is funerary armor for the Talhund of Doomathoin's faithful. And as a result, those that are faithful to Doomathoin are reluctant to attack its wearer. Therefore, you surmise that the undead in the crypt of Talhund would have had disadvantage on attack rolls against anyone wearing it.
late now.
Well,
Ooh, very magic. Now very useless.
Well, now hang on. We could just pop back and get a bit of that emerald that we weren't sure about before. Just nip back.
yeah, plus there was that
Fine.
other route past the Hydra we never went down.
But what if my friend's still there?
Well, you don't have to go. Lexi can go by himself. He's a healer. He's got armor with disadvantage on attacks. Like he'll be fine.
Yeah. He's
He's got
basically
genius.
invincible.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got channel divinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, ignoring the Hydra and the water elemental. Yes, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be right.
Well, if Baldwin goes with you and then stands just outside the crypt and pass without a trace, you'll be right.
Ah, yeah. Send the 2 crit magnets against the people who do 8d6 damage.
Yeah.
I am fine. That's what I'm going now. Lexi leaves the room.
So we got, what, 6 to 8 hours, did we say?
Yeah.
Of chill time?
Yep.
Laborin, I challenge you to a duel. Do you want to do some sparring with our rapiers?
You sure you can handle me?
I'm pretty sure I can, yeah.
Alright.
Where are you conducting said duel?
My what?
Ah, there must be a training area somewhere, right? I'm not aiming for like actual damage, just, you know, a bit of fencing.
Even like hit each other with like the flat end rather than, actually stab.
I would have challenged Lexi, but fuck the +9, so
No, we'll be right.
You can spar with Baldwin if you like. Get him warmed up.
He's better than he thinks for that bloody scimitar.
What about that little area where they had all the seats around the lake? That'll do.
Oh, by Party Pond.
Easily found.
Yeah, the party pond. Go to the party pond. Something else you're not supposed to talk about, Lexi.
No, I was saying it in my head. I don't know why you brought it up.
It's fine. No one else is around. We've left.
We've left the private area.
All right. How should we do this?
So, the other one suggested it.
Well, I was hoping the voice in the sky might have some rules that he could throw at us, but
I mean, do you want me to make you roll initiative? Like,
PvP. Non-lethal attacks only. No magic.
no magic.
okay.
Well, you wanted to practice with rapiers.
That's fine, but no luck either.
Yeah, no luck rolls. No magic. No
ahead.
sneak attack.
Like,
Go ahead and roll
yeah,
initiative.
no sneak attack. What, like just first to 3 hits? We'll do it like a penalty shootout.
As if Lawrence actually rolled for initiative.
No, we're in initiative.
He's been beaten.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll make
I
it.
would have my mage armor on as well.
Okay, cool. So we'll make it best of
Just like
5
chances, mate.
rounds. So bear with me, and I'll pop your mage armor on when I can bloody find it. There we go.
Thanks.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Don't you've given it to Laborin as well? You've cheating animal.
I'll take it off of him real quick.
I know we've got a soul bond, but there are limits.
Okay. Shimmer, you're up first. Laborin on deck.
So, are we just going by hits rather than damage? Because he's just
Yeah,
going to uncanny
hits
dodge the
and
fuck out of everything I do. All right, let's see.
I'll hit.
18 is a hit. So to win, you need
I won't roll.
need him to miss.
Mhm.
22 is also a
Fuck
hit.
you.
First round is a draw.
It is.
Shimmer, you're up. $20 is a hit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. 9 is a miss. First round to Shimmer. As you guys are kind of like where you're currently sparring is quite public, and the clanging of metal is an unusual sound in the grove, and a crowd does begin to form. There are a few small children and younger druids who are kind of engrossed in this joust that is taking place. However, you do see, especially those that aren't partaking, kind of the crowd also contains some older druids who appear to have a little bit of a furrow in their brow. Shimmer, back to you.
Well, Shimmer's doing it. She's almost like, you know, some sort of artistic gymnastics that she's doing. She's not really doing it properly, but she's definitely giving a smile and a wink to the kids as she's doing her thing, prancing about.
That was
20.
almost a natural 20. I
It
must
was
20.
almost at that 20.
I'll give you two wins if you hit with a natural 20.
That's fair. That's fair.
12?
That misses, I assume.
Shit.
Sorry, it does.
2 rounds to Shimmer and 2 rounds to go.
Oof.
13.
That miss.
Miss.
It's for the drama, the tension. I did it on purpose, obviously.
10.
If you hit every time, people would assume he's letting you win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
10
You
is
can't let
also
them
a
think
miss.
that he's like.
In this kind of penultimate round, you guys are like, there's a little bit of tiredness kind of starting to kick in. You know, you guys are like dancing around each other. Shimmer's hard to hit. She's lower to the ground and is quite nimble and agile, more than you expected. You know, you've seen her in combat, but in this situation, she seems fueled by some kind of motivation you didn't expect, Warren. A couple of the crowd is now beginning to get a little larger, and there's like cheers and applause from a few people when a hit gets in. Some of the older druids who are like clearly not approving of this sparring taking place in the center of their grove just kind of give a huff and wander off. 1 or 2 look like they might try to intervene to stop it because they think it's a public nuisance, but for the most part they recognize who you are and decide not to get involved. Final round then, Shimmer, over to you.
Shimmer is nothing if not a public nuisance. So I will take that as a win.
15.
That miss.
Yeah, I think. Did you win one, Laboran? I don't think you did, right?
No.
He just did.
22
did
hits.
He did then.
Out of a best of 5, though, Shimmer's got 2 and Laboran's got 1. So, which of you is going to declare Shimmer the winner?
That works? I thought you had to get 3.
It's best of 5.
It was best of 5.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And two draws,
Um,
2 draws, 2 wins to Shimmer, and 1 win to you.
Yeah, sorry, I just misunderstood. So I guess obviously with Shimmer winning, I suppose like after the last one, sort of like tap her or whatever with the rapier and sort of laugh and so well looks like you're the winner. Even if it did go easy on you.
It's a bit different when you're not running and hiding in the shadows between strikes, right?
There's a little bit, yeah. But also, you've seen me dodge blades and stuff before. I'll just say it's like on pet, like it's not being done in a sort of, oh, I definitely let you off sort of thing. It's just a little bit of teasing. And then with there being the crowd around, you just sort of go on, like lift your arm up as you would sort of a boxing winner or something like, and then just sort of like hook you in.
Shimmer will bask in the glory and encourage the crowd to cheer louder, and she'll really milk it for all it's worth with all her performance, and then she'll hug you back and just kind of say in a low voice in your ear, I hope it was fun.
It was, thank you. Good way to kill some time as well.
Yeah. Next time I'll beat you properly.
Baldwin, Willow, Lexi, anything you want to do with your downtime?
Are we spending a significant amount of time at pond, whatever it is?
Like half an hour to an hour, like not significant. No.
I would like to spend that hour learning lightning in my spellbook.
As you two are kind of sparring, you just kind of take a pew on some mossy ground and break out your spell book and your inks and stuff, and you can get an hour of spell crafting in. Baldwin, Lexi?
I was just enthralled in the fight.
I mean, yeah, so are we doing when it stays on? I'm up for it.
Sure, let's go for it then, Lexi.
Are you going to borrow a rapier?
Sure.
Yeah, you're not hitting me with that big fucking great sword. I've already got PTSD from that.
Out of character and a bit cruel to use my great sword. I will.
Yeah.
I will give you a. Oh. Dude. Ah, there it is.
Yay.
There you go. You should have.
You have to do the rolling for me.
Oh, not a plus one.
Lexi, up. I'll use a great sword instead if you prefer.
I mean, how's your
I
strength?
can't lift it. My strength is 8. But
there you go, Lexi.
No,
You've got...
Shimmer. I heard about a guy once who tried to use a great sword when he had no strength and he lost 2.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
My initiative is +1.
Oh, you want me? I'll roll it for you.
And I just rolled a natural 1 on my physical dice, so yeah, roll it for me.
No, it's okay. You're still after Shimmer.
I think it would have been funnier if Jack had also rolled a natural on there.
Yeah. All right, Shimmer.
I am never in a million years going to hit Lexi.
On a friend critical hit.
25. 25 will hit. Lexi, over to you. Your rapier stats will be... Let me just double check. I'm going to make a roll just so I can see this. Oh, so it's +8 with the rapier.
Oh my god. Laborin, get ready to catch me.
Is he proficient with rapiers, is he?
Yep, martial weapons, baby.
He would be.
Right, I thought because it was dex based, so I thought that you wouldn't be.
It won't matter if I swing it out if anything's a weapon. Okay. Am I rolling physical dice? I'm assuming no extra attack for this.
No
extra
attack.
broken.
No.
You're not
So-
trying to kill her.
Jeez.
I was making sure.
No smites, nothing like that. So just roll a d20, add 8.
It's just little old me, Lexi. Seriously.
So 14, 22.
22 will hit. First round is a draw. Round 2.
Laborin, can you just sneak round the back and flank him for me?
23 will hit. Lexi?
Jeepers. That is a 3.
3 plus 8. 11 is a miss. As in the first round, like, you're kind of getting used to the weight of the rapier, and you do get what you feel like was a confident strike on Shimmer, but then in the second round, Shimmer gets a decisive strike just underneath a chink in your armor, and you kind of like suddenly the weight of the blade doesn't feel right in your hand compared to Lightbringer or your greatsword, and you kind of go to strike, and she just dips and ducks out of the way. Round 3, Shimmer's up.
Nice. Well, I won a round against Lexi. I'm going to take that all day long. And I sincerely hope Laborin cheered me on there.
15 will miss.
Ooh.
Lexi.
The 9.
9 plus 8, 17.
Yeah, that hits. Just about, but it does.
Third round goes to Lexi. Lexi kind of shrugs off the hit from the last round and comes at you with a little more ferocity and manages to get a tap on your shoulder. Back to you, Shimmer, for the fourth round.
To be fair, I'm quite tired. I've been dancing around Laborin.
Holy shit, 24 to hit.
Oh,
That's
can't
right.
I roll like this against Jack?
Use all your good rolls now before the dragon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I am not going to be poking that dragon with my rapier. Spoiler alert.
Lexi, as you hit Shimmer, and then in the next round, she kind of like dips behind you and manages to kind of just get the rapier up, and it clanks on the top of your gooey head.
Hit me, baby.
Okay. That is another 9.
A 9 plus 8,
That's
17. So that's a draw. So we've got a win each and a draw each. Final round, then. Shimmer, over to you.
So we're going into the final round drawn?
Equal right now, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Watch me stuff it. Oh,
19
that's
is
a no.
gonna miss. Lexi?
That's a 12.
12 plus 8 is 20. So
Yeah.
Lexi, in the final round, kind of pushes up a little harder and manages to parry off your attack just, and then does manage to get just the tip of his blade into your hip.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. And yeah, the crowd kind of cheers again, and as you see, a lot of the children that are there are like kind of pointing and in awe at Lexi because he's a very strange looking individual.
Yeah, I'll sort of clap him on the back, and then again I'll go around and rile the crowd up and get them all to cheer for Lexi.
I like to imagine when like sort of taking his head, sort of hold his arm and the rapier in the air, and he goes like jab the rapier into the ground, like sort of lean against it, all proud of himself, and then the rapier just gets sinked into like the, I'm assuming, grass ground, and he just gets lower and lower.
Yeah, Laboran, you're just watching as Lexi is kind of slowly sinking your rapier. God, he's borrowed yours into the kind of mossy ground.
No.
Be careful with that, Lexi.
Sure. He'll hand it back to you after sort of like rubbing it against his armor. There's still some muck in it, I know.
Yeah, be careful with his rapier. Don't worry about his girlfriend.
Sure, you did. I don't want to say better than I thought, but that was pretty good there.
Don't just say what you mean. I did better than you thought. I did better than I thought, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
I guess Laborin's a pretty good teacher.
Yeah, I think I am.
I'll sort of offer a challenge to anyone in the crowd.
Oh my god, what have I started? The elders all come back and are like, break it up, break it up.
The level 20 druid just steps out of the crowd.
Henry just drops out of the sky. Enough of this.
Was that another hour?
No. Through the crowd, you do see an individual make their way towards you, Lexi. I'll accept your challenge.
Oh man, I'd have loved to kick your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Someone, I can't see him.
Michael.
It's Michael.
Oh. Michael. Do you have a blade?
Blades are not really a druid's thing.
No magic.
Kind of like takes a quarterstaff off of his back and twirls it in his hands.
No hallelujah either.
Like, Willow straight up doesn't even look up from her spellbook. She just shouts, "No magic!"
Just from the corner of the grove, they said, "No magic."
Do you accept?
Yeah. I'll sort of like put my arm out to Laboran. I hope you go rapier will appear in it. Say, I do.
Sort of roll my eyes and say, just look after it and give it back to you again.
We're enough.
Very well.
Well, surely Lexi should have a quarterstaff as well.
If you agree, Lexi, I have no issue with having a different weapon each. Up to you.
Oh, well, then break out the greatsword.
Well, I'm saying, if we're using our own. I mean, does he sort of would it be deemed unfair if I were to use my own as he's using his own?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Your insight is +3.
Ooh, 19. 19, baby.
You get the sense that from the look on his face, he's kind of like, that's a bit unfair.
You know what? I think I will use Lauren's rapier. I feel using an enchanted weapon would be that sport.
Agreed. Very well. He takes a defensive stance. Yeah. Roll your initiative for me.
12, 13, I think, would be my.
Fuck's sake.
Michael rolled a 5.
Poor Nicky.
Alright, you're up first then, Lex.
Ooh. I won't go easy on you. 6.
6 total.
No, well, no, we've got +8. It's not going to be 6 total.
Alright, well, give me the total. Don't make me do the math.
You want Adam to do math?
14, I think.
14 will,
Yeah.
14 will hit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
fucking lord. 9 will miss as a round to Lexi. Lexi, back to you.
+16 +8, so it's a 24.
Hits. He rolls 21.
1 on each. That will hit.
21 hits. Round 2 is a draw. You kind of, in the first round, you kind of get the better out of him, and he kind of like shrugs his shoulders and kind of like gets himself into a looser composure and manages to tap you on the thigh with the quarterstaff. Yeah, back over to you.
10 to say 18.
18 hits. He'll miss with a 14. Round 4, back to you.
3 +8. No, come on, this is a football, man.
11.
11.
That is a miss. Fuck me. 12.
No,
Okay, back to you.
both somehow missed each other standing still.
There's a final round.
11 +8. 19.
That'll hit, and he rolls. Fucking lord. I don't know. It rolls a natural 4 for 11. So, yeah, you do manage to get the better of him, and he kind of like takes a few of the knocks, and it's kind of like every hit he gets kind of just hits your plate armor and doesn't really get the whole point being to get an inflicting blow, what would otherwise be an inflicting blow. He's like, "Ah, fair enough, Lexi. Truly the warrior you are. I look forward to facing Venom Fang by your side."
Indeed. Is there anyone else, or have I made too much of a scene?
The crowd is kind of like they're starting to disperse a little bit. The children that had gathered around are kind of getting dragged off by their parents. You get the sense that people are starting to make their way back to their respective homes for dinner time.
Well, probably end here then. Nice seeing you again, Michael.
Likewise. To all of you, good to see you back. I knew you would come back. I hope you were able to achieve what you wanted to.
Not all, but you could be gone. Sort of our main objective.
That's good to hear. I've been doing a little bit of stockpiling of things in preparation for a journey to face Venomfang, if that's something you're still interested in doing.
Yes. Indeed, yes, we've got quite bad history, you see, you're probably a bit aware.
Yes. Well, I'm ready to travel whenever you are, so when you feel like the time is right, let me know and we can meet and make way.
Yes, it'll be soon. Bolden's got his ritual, but I think you are attending, if you've been told.
That is good to hear. I'll make sure I go and speak to some people. Baldwin, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Michael. Will you be attending?
If you'll have me.
Of course.
Then yes, I would very much like to do that. I must say it's
Appreciate it.
Despite our tense relationship before now, I think this is well deserved, more than most. So, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. I can't wait to see you there.
I look forward to seeing the true Baldwin when the time comes.
Of course. And you'll have that true Baldwin by your side when we face Fang together.
I look forward to nothing more. Spilling a little dragon blood. Very well, I'll leave you for the time being, but reach out to me when you think you might be ready to make way.
Of course. Stay safe.
I'll see you later this evening then.
See you then.
Makes his way off into the grove.
Imagine the scenes if we just left without him.
Well, probably hear me.
Anything else you guys want to do? Silverleaf Grove is yours.
Maybe, I don't know if y'all want to get some potions or something like that. Maybe she can need more.
Pretty shiny set of art.
With what currency? With what currency? I don't have anything left.
Yeah, I've got nothing to barter. All I've got is actual money, which you, which your grove rather, have no interest in.
I mean,
who knows? Shimmer, you're the persuasive type. Maybe you can get a few in the house.
I don't think I'm that persuasive. Michael did say he was stocking up. Maybe he's got some.
True.
I do have this fancy, shiny, brand new set of heavy plate mail, but I don't think it's not particularly attractive to a druid.
No, it's made of metal, mostly.
You can sit down to make weapons. We still use metal-based weapons, as I have my
Oh,
scimitar.
we can try.
Better than my idea of painting it to look like wood, but yes.
No, please do that.
Baldwin, is there anywhere I can get a drink and maybe like let my hair down for a little bit for a couple of hours?
If you dive in the pond,
I'm not
Yeah,
allowed
like
to go
there-
there. Laborin's
Oh.
forbidden me to go back there for some reason.
Yeah, I have some.
When did I say this?
There must be somewhere legal I can go. Well, if I went there, Laborin, would you come with me?
I mean, if there's no weird man in a was he wearing a top hat down there? Then yeah.
I mean, if there's somewhere that's got, less proximity to Neverwinter, in honesty, I'd prefer to do that.
Well, Golden, he does have his own sort of secret stash of Lipton tea and Dawn liquor back at his place.
Yeah, but I want to, Lexi, I want to go to a bar. I want to have music. I want to dance and sing. I want to let my hair down for a little bit. I don't want to sit in Baldwin's fucking basement with his homebrew tea. Like a nerd.
Shut up.
he's got a fun tabletop tune you can probably play.
Yeah, probably.
It's called Dungeons and
games.
Dragons.
Yeah, sure. I want to make
This is druids and dragons.
You imagine playing
Humans and
D&D
deity.
Inception. It's like-
We've only got 4 hours to go. That's for a session.
Yeah.
Come on, Baldwin. There must be a nightclub here somewhere.
No,
The pond
You
is
druids really all as stuffy as that?
we're mostly all work, no play. At least
Yeah.
here.
All right. If you legitimately have nowhere, then I'll go back to Neverwinter Bar.
Well, good.
Did we ask why there was a portal to Neverwinter in there?
I mean, why not at this stage, I think.
Mm.
No, we never asked.
You didn't ask.
Perhaps we can do that down there then.
Well, I'd prefer it if you came with me, Laborin, but I understand if you don't want to go back there.
Suppose can't hurt. Just keep an eye on that stuff.
Listen, if you see anyone dodgy and you don't like it, we'll leave, okay?
Laborin
Anyone
walks
else
in,
coming for a
Laborin walks
drink?
back out.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Sure.
I don't know how. I don't know what happened if you show up you're all wasted, but let's find out.
I won't drink too much. Just a little bit.
Baldwin's on the Diet Coke.
Yeah.
He's on the iced tea.
Yes, we can bring some.
So, head into the pool and kind of waiting for it to be clear and nobody around to kind of dive in and swim your way down. Are you all going? I'm assuming you are.
I don't know, Willow might be still copy pasting.
Willow was like, I'll see you in there. Bye.
Okay. The 4 of you then make your way into the pool and down below and find the door and make your way inside. It's less populated than it was the first time you were there. It was later in the evening before. But yeah, you find yourself in the Druid Bar beneath the grove, and in the far corner is this tree trunk with a portal in it that appears to have a cityscape behind. But the cityscape is different from the last time you saw it. It appears to be. You see beyond it just an alleyway that then goes further down to a larger road, and you can just see people walking along the road past the entrance to this alleyway. Every now and again, somebody walks up the alleyway and through the portal.
I'm assuming I don't recognise it as Neverwinter. Or is it so narrow and stuff that it just could be anywhere?
It could be any city, for all you know.
Do I see the same man or anyone else who's given sort of dodgy vibes?
Make a perception check for me. $13. You don't see the strange creature with the top hat and the cards in the brim. No.
Okay. I'll go up to the bar and sort of start organising everyone's drink order and stuff like that. And just as I'm doing it, I'll just say, "So what's the deal with that portal?"
The barman is clearly a druid, a younger man, elvish, and he's kind of pouring your drinks, which will cost you a couple silver, by the way. He's like, "Oh, well, the portal is a way to encourage patrons that aren't strictly druids. They bring in good coin, make a good trade while they're here as well."
Where's it lead to?
Oh, well, today it's Baldur's Gate.
Today? So it changes?
Yes, we change it every now and again. Make sure that we don't get the same riffraff coming in and out.
Okay. So you just do that whenever you like? Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
We tend to... It's something that we can only do once a day, so we tend to set it to somewhere unique each day, and then change it again the next day.
Okay.
We change the location of the portal as well. It just means that anybody who doesn't know about it can just wander in. You kind of need to know about it and where it's going to be placed in order for you to find your way.
Thank you for letting me know. I'm sure that'll come in handy at some point.
Oh, well, you're very welcome.
I'll put the couple silver on the table and take whatever drinks people have asked of me over to the table.
There is
Jack, is the band still playing?
There is a bard, yes,
Yeah.
and they are playing a lyre.
Nice.
It's jaunty, happy music.
Then I'll go and join in.
As you kind of approach and get close, the bard kind of looks at you. He's a human male, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, not a druid, and he kind of looks at you with a bit of a frown. Excuse me, what are you doing? This is my gig.
I just thought I'm not taking your business. I'm just joining in. Being happy. That's what bards do.
I'm not sharing any of the tips.
I don't want to share your tips.
Good.
I just want to have a good time.
What do you play?
The flute, the drum.
Either would be fine. Very good.
I'm not bad at singing.
Okay, well, as long as you keep your hands out of my coin purse, we shouldn't have a problem.
I don't want to put my hands anywhere near you or your stuff.
Good to know. And he turns back to the crowd. There's a small crowd in this bar and the lyre, and carries on playing.
Yeah, I'll just vibe with him for a bit.
All right. You want to roll a
I
performance
will
check?
even toss a coin into his purse.
Toss a coin for your bar.
Indeed.
Yes. Do you want to roll a performance check?
I'll roll a performance check just for the lols. Nat 1 incoming.
Go for it.
Whole bar burns down. Got a flee to Baldur's Gate. Nearly.
14. Every now and again, you play a slightly off tune or off beat with it, and he kind of like the bard kind of looks to you like as if to say, "What the fuck are you doing?" But then for the most part, it's fine.
I'll just try and encourage a few people to. I know the bar's not busy, but try and encourage people to kind of get up, join in, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
get a bit of atmosphere going.
The foot tapping has gone from a foot tap to every now and again two people will get up and kind of dance in the middle of the room and then make their way to the bar. I mean, it's not super lively in here.
Rest of you just sitting around drinking in the corner like loners? Brooding.
I'm sure it'd be near you. Like near the where you and the other borders. So I'll toss a gold coin into your area.
Willow, what are you up to? Where are you?
Where's your bag?
You're muted.
I keep forgetting that I've done that. Probably have sat by the pod.
You're not going to describe, like.
What was that, Lexi?
Oh, sorry, that was Adam.
Oh, what was that, Adam?
I said, are you not going to meet your sort of like, what was she a halfling? Sort of like gave you all the fancy paper.
The dwarf. She was a dwarf, I think.
Yep.
My paper lady.
Yeah.
No, so I'll probably be writing the spell book for a little bit. And then wander off and see if I could find my way back to old Vesh's house.
Old Vesh. Okay. Yeah, it takes you a little while. Yeah, I'd say you get another hour of spellbook writing.
Yes.
And then you kind of wander off to the northern part of the grove and make your way through the swampy bit, and you find the house that's kind of sat within this swamp. Yeah, do you find the house?
And I knock on the door.
Yeah. So you kind of walk along the walkway, the wooden walkway that rests along sits atop the swamp water up to the house, and knock on the door. Wait a moment, but there's no answer.
I knock a little bit louder.
There's still no answer.
That's concerning. I'd probably dig through my bag to find a scrap of paper, not my fancy shit. And just scribble a note that probably literally just says thank you, and try and just wedge it under the door.
Okay.
And then just kind of leave.
That will either confuse her or she'll understand, I suppose. We'll see.
Well, she's not home, so it's her own fucking fault.
Okay, anything else?
I'd probably just wander back to the pond and just sit by the edge. Maybe dip my toes in. And just chill out. Enjoy the peace.
Okay. You sit there for kind of 10 minutes or so and just kind of brushing your feet through the water, and there's a tap on your shoulder. An older druid appears to have some degree of authority, but nothing like any of the elders. Keep your feet out of the water, please. It's sacred.
Oh, sols. And I'll just kind of tuck them up under us so I'm sitting cross-legged by the edge of the pond.
Thank you. And walks away.
As soon as he's gone, my feet go back in.
Yeah. Fair enough. Great, cool. Party crew, what are you up to?
So, assuming we've been there for a little bit and Shim's had a couple of drinks, she's been dancing and singing and letting her hair down as she wanted to do, and she's going to kind of go up to Laborin and hold her hand out and say, come on, come dance with me.
I'll sort of be taken a little bit aback and I guess like not like full on choking, but you know what I mean, like that kind of like little choke you get on your beer. And I guess I'm usually nervous, which is something that I would never really be. Usually be quite sort of calm and collected. Sort of say, okay, like hold my hand out and join. Not really knowing what to do either, just trying to, I guess, kind of follow whatever it is that Shimmer does.
What is the dance you are doing, Shimmer?
I don't really know any dances. It's just like a, you know, if the music's lively, it's just a lively dance. And I would see that Laborin doesn't really know what he's doing, so I just hold his hand and just kind of try to, you know, guide him round a bit, dance round him and encourage him to loosen up a little bit and maybe, you know, just join in with me.
So it's an episode of Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Laborin is the retired politician that nobody thinks is going to make it past week one.
Laborin, make a performance check with advantage for me.
You know, I'll be encouraging him and saying, come on, just let your hair down. It does, you know, live in the moment, that sort of thing. And smile sweetly.
12.
I'll add my D4 to it.
Go for it. Soulbound connection, D4, roll it.
Yeah. Brilliant.
14. You kind of like, you're not really sure how to get into the rhythm of this, Laborin. It feels awkward and unnatural to you. And then you kind of feel this energy and this warmth from Shimmer's grasp on your hand. And you feel then suddenly more in tune with the rhythm and the beat of the music. And you guys put on a fairly merry performance of dancing in front of the bard and the few people that are in the bar.
Cool.
Baldwin, anything you're up to while you're there?
No, I'm just probably like just sitting at the bar, having a drink, and just kind of relaxing. Like he's been on his feet a lot past few days, so he's like that little time, and then he's kind of just thinking like that, like, you know, this moment that's that each of his members of his grove are going through, that he gets to be a part of that and actually feel like you know, he's like he really does truly belong. Like he's finally like all that work he's put in, and now he's you know, about to accomplish like what a lot of members of the grove, you know, strive for. So just there kind of reminiscing, I suppose.
A young halfling woman suddenly kind of pulls up a bar stool next to you and taps you on the shoulder. You're Baldwin, aren't you?
Why, yeah. Yes, I am. Who are you?
She kind of seems somewhat starstruck in a sense. My name's Tally. Thank you. You helped me and my family escape the dragon when we were leaving the camp.
Pleasure to meet you, Tally. Did we? Oh, I'm happy to hear it. I'm glad we were able to help when we could. Are you and your family safe?
Yeah, everybody's safe. My sister, she was scared for a long time, but she seems to be okay now.
It'll pass. I'm glad to hear you're okay.
Thank you. And to your friends as well. They've been amazing. You're heroes, you know.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We did what we could.
You did more than most. Is it true that you're going to go and kill the dragon?
That's the plan anyway.
How are you going to do it? This seems so terrifying.
Well, we've done it twice. What's one more time?
Done it twice. I know you did it when we were leaving. You did it before then?
That's right. He was much weaker then, but I'm sure we can handle him.
I'm sure you can. I hope one day that next time I leave this grove, it's to explore the world a little more.
Certainly. Give it a try. That's what I did, and I'm doing the ritual tonight, so you know.
Her eyes kind of light up. She's like, "Really? Oh, that's amazing. Are you scared?"
A little bit, a mix of excitement and nervousness, but you have your time as well when the time comes.
My mother, she just likes me to craft things.
We all have a purpose, but I'm sure she'll come around. You gotta make sure you're ready. Dangerous world out here, outside of the grove.
What else have you seen?
I've been to Vanderlyn, to the northwest. Been to Boulder's Gate, which I believe this portal leads to. Gone through the Isle of, was it Sea of Dead Men, something like that, I believe.
Mirror of Dead Men, yeah.
Yeah, went to the Mirror of Dead Men, Thunder Tree. Yeah, I've been quite a few places now.
It's amazing. What do you think of the cities? I think they're amazing. I wanna live in a city one day.
It's a whole different environment completely. It's not like you're used to with the Grove. Trees everywhere. Cities are bustling, full of people, full of life, but hardly any nature. All concrete and stone. It takes some getting used to, but it is a sight to behold.
You're so cool. Thank you. Can I buy you a drink?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Least I can do for saving my family. And she'll call the barman over and order whatever you like, and she'll continue to kind of just sit and probe and ask questions and try and learn more about your adventures and things for a little while.
Thank you, Tally.
Lexi, what are you up to?
I felt like for quite a bit, like she's just been sort of at the bar on his own, hopefully waiting for someone to sort of take notice of him. So he's had a few drinks, and if no one does take notice of him, he's going to sort of make the ring of mind shield thing sort of appear in his palm, and he's going to just rethought that pitch yet? Still waiting on a reply.
A voice enters your mind. Look at the world around you. It is full of death and misery, chaos, disorder. We would look to change that. Do not want to live in a world where everything is perfectly ordered.
There are positives and negatives. In a world you describe, I don't see there being much fun. There's no surprise in your world. There's no rescue. There's no... Yeah. Seems rather boring.
You thrive on thievery and murder, do you?
I thrive upon stopping it and vanquishing criminals. That is where I get my high.
In which case we are aligned.
And when you perfect this world, when all thievery and murder has been vanquished, where will I get my high then?
Will you not find satisfaction in not having to worry about it anymore? And people will do as they are told amongst this order. The far realms can bring power to people that are willing to take it, grasp it.
Yeah. Again, you sort of lost me in that statement. And this far realms place you talk about, could you? It might be a bit of an ask, but could you tell me more about it? I've seen men infected with some disgusting flesh pyramids babbling on about it. They seemed rather incomprehensible. You seem really put together.
Our realm is what many would consider a realm of madness. It stands far from what many would consider the standard cosmology of our universe. Some fear it. But it really is about bringing in a sense of control. The elemental and the energy that comes from the far realm enables us to control things in a way that they should be, and to enhance people in ways that they wouldn't get in the mere material realm. You have seen individuals mutated or marked by the far realm. Did they not seem more powerful than they otherwise would?
Yes, I can see the power angle you're working on here. It's more the they didn't really seem like they were their own people. They were sort of advocates for the far realm, and yeah, sort of looked like they lost a bit of themselves. And as a person from my own chaotic realm, and I've had my mind meddled with on numerous occasions. I didn't particularly enjoy it.
They have lost a part of themselves. The part that makes them weak. The part that makes them prone to idiocy. The Far Realm takes the worst and replaces it with something much better.
Your dream world, your dream rule that you will wrought upon this land, if I offer you the shard, is a land free of idiots.
Free of the weak. Those who wish to do harm for harm's sake without greater purpose.
And do you wish to bring harm with greater purpose?
Harm may come to those that stand in our way. But everybody else will feel the power of the Far Realm. That is greater purpose.
I'm not going to say you've convinced me. I'd rather consider myself an idiot of the highest caliber. But I'll get back to you. You've given me some things to think about.
The shards, or the lack thereof, will not stop us from carrying on our goals. It will make things harder, but not impossible. Do not think that you have all the power here because you found one shard. The obelisk is a much larger entity. Having all of the pieces is not exclusively a prerequisite to converting the material world into the Far Realm.
Can I sort of insight that?
Sure.
This has been
I mean, you're going on voice alone.
voice alone in my head.
Yes, exactly. So, that will make it quite hard. Your insight is +3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a 7. So +3 is 10.
With a voice in your head, seeing no body language or facial expressions, you're not sure. This individual and this voice, though, does seem sure in of themselves, and you don't sense a floundering in that in what he's just said.
Okay.
But who knows? Maybe that's just to try and convince you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see over. I hang up.
Apparently that's how it worked, but he doesn't say anymore.
I'm invisible to rain man.
So, for the rest of you, you sense that time is getting on.
About time we headed back. Probably close to your ritual. Just me? Okay, goodbye.
Well, I guess I'll finish dancing with Laborin and just give him a very warm smile and say, I can't imagine you've done much of that in your life.
I'd say I have.
Well, you're not half bad. I hope that you'd like to do it again.
Well, he's certainly a good teacher.
Come on, let's go. Go turn Baldwin into a furry.
Yeah.
As you make your way
Oh,
back
it's
through the door and into the depths of the lake, you see the twilight moon everlasting in the grove shining down through the water, casting rays of light. You pop your heads back up above the water and make your way to the shore. You find Willow sat on the mossy ground with her feet dangling in the water.
Very cool feet at this.
Enjoying yourself?
At this point, she's probably like lying down, kind of very much looking dead to anyone that walked past. And so then she was like, quite relaxing, actually.
Well, it's time for Baldwin's thing.
I hope he's not too drunk.
Didn't keep an eye on him.
Standard.
Talking to this young girl quite a long time.
Is that a tinge of jealousy in your voice,
Yeah.
Lexi?
Jealous, are we?
Merely an observation. I was having my own conversation.
Who are
Mhm.
you speaking to?
I just had a back and forth with my space dictator. I can fill you in the details after the ritual.
Do you think it would be an idea to maybe stop talking to the space dictator, Lexi?
Yeah, again, very evil, quite sort of outwardly evil. I'm not going to take his things to heart. He seems to be fairly useful.
That's how it starts, though.
It's a gateway.
But I will limit my interactions with him if that's what you wish.
I mean, you do you, Lexi, but all I'm saying is I'm not against staging an intervention if we need to.
I'll be fine with any intervention you can put forward.
Be careful what you wish for.
I am a fairly sound person. I don't think there's many things I need intervening on.
Yes, I think that's half the problem, is you don't think there are many things you need intervening on.
I've learned my lessons. I admit I'm a flawed person. I'm far from perfect. But I am aware of that. I don't know if it helps, but...
No, self-awareness is one of the highest forms of wisdom.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go make your boyfriend into a hench wolf.
Onwards. Baldwin, where was it again?
Base of the tree.
Oh, we're here.
You're pretty much there. Luckily, it's darker than usual, and nobody sees you leave the water. But as you make your way towards the base of the tree, you see Thilindra and a few other of the elder druids gathered around, wearing ceremonial garb. And as you approach, Thilindra addresses you, Baldwin. If you are ready, it is time.
I am ready.
Very good. Please, follow me. She walks barefoot
Following.
through the grove. And she leads you down some pathways and into some kind of more dense wooded areas. You find yourself in a part of the grove that you don't recognize. And she leads you down more of a winding path and off to the left and then off to the right. And you then start following a narrow trail that's thick with moss and draped in hanging vines. As you enter into this clearing, you see an ancient stone circle on the floor, half swallowed by roots and thyme. Surrounding this circle in the far edges of the clearing are friends, family, council elders. And Thalindra walks into the center of the circle and turns to face you. The air grows still. Not even insects hum in this space. She reaches out a hand and encourages you to come forward.
Okay. I go forward.
You step into the stone circle and walk closer to Thalindra. She addresses the crowd. We find ourselves here on this sacred ground to rise with Baldwin. He has proven himself a warrior, a defender, protector, and loyal member of this grove. He has done things that many others could not. With open arms, we welcome him to Ascension. A few druids, younger, come towards you, enter into the circle and make their way towards you, wearing ceremonial garb, and they start to unclip your armor and remove your boots until you are wearing just your tunic and trousers. The rest of you watching on, you can see that in the center of this stone circle is a small fire pit. A few more individuals come over and throw leaves of sage and small strips of bark, and smoke begins to curl out of the fire pit up into the trees above. Above, the moon looks as if it begins to rise above the treetops. Full, cold, silver. It casts long shadows through the trees, pooling light around Baldwin's feet. Thalindra steps forward. She's holding something in her hand, something gnarled and long. A fang, fossilized into stone and etched with ancient druidic runes. She places a hand on Baldwin's shoulder. Now is the time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
She takes the pointed end of the fang and presses it gently at first into your chest, just above your heart. She starts to draw a slow line, not to wound you, but just to mark. Draws a circle. A bead of blood appears and drips onto the stone below. There is then a chanting. All of the elders that stand around in this circle begin to chant. A low, guttural, old chant. The language is druidic. For the rest of you that don't speak this language, it sounds like the language of wolves and storms. Their voices weave through one another like wind through branches, and the ground seems to pulse with life. Thalindra takes the fang and places it in the center of the circle that she's drawn around your heart. Makes one more final incision and pushes it deep. Not to the point where it reaches your heart, but makes a significant indentation and wound. It hurts, but nothing like the feeling of combat or battle. From the forest's edge, small animals begin to gather. Silent watchers, squirrels and badgers and foxes, birds begin to fly up and stand on the branches around. An owl lands on a branch, his eyes unblinking. A pair of wolves emerge from the tree, sitting on their haunches as if summoned. Even the fire in the center of the stone circle seems to lean towards Baldwin. And then it begins. Baldwin, you feel a sense of pressure rise in your chest. Not pain, but a tightness, like something ancient waking inside you. Your pulse quickens. You see your breath in the air. It's a warm evening, but yet it's there. Your skin prickles as your body threatens to shift. For a moment, the shape of you wavers, your shoulders broaden, then narrow again, your jaw clenches. A gold gleam flashes behind your eyes and fur sprouts from your arms, then fades. The elders chant louder, their voices now wild, almost inhuman. The wolves at the edges of the circle and the forest begin to howl. But not just the ones there, others off in the distance that you cannot see. Far beyond the clearing, far off into other worlds. And beyond that, there's a call, a welcome, a warning. The roots beneath your feet begin to stir gently, curling around your ankles, as if anchoring you to the grove and to this circle. Fireflies flicker to life around you, green and gold spinning through the air in strange swirling patterns. The chanting gets louder and more frantic. Spirit shapes begin to emerge from the smoke, half-seen figures of antlered beasts, ravens with too many eyes, bears made of mist and memory. They watch you with a solemn reverence. Your body tightens even further and you feel like your bones are about to crack. You hear a roar inside of your head. The wolves howl louder, the chants get louder. There's humming from others around the space. For the rest of you, you can see Baldwin's immediate family clench each other close. Michael looks on intently. You hear nothing, Baldwin. Your vision fades into grey. And then there is silence. The spirits from the smoke vanish. The chanting stops. And you, Baldwin, stand in the moonlight like a beam, like a spotlight centered on you. Your breath comes steady and your form still. But you are changed. Something in your blood now sings with the wild. The beast has not overtaken you, but it waits within. Loyal, patient, powerful. Delindra steps forward and places her hand over your heart. You are no longer just of the grove. You are of fang and root, of blood and bark. Go now. Walk with the moon. Guard what grows, hunt what corrupts. You, Baldwin, are a warden of the wild. The wolves at the edge approach closer, not as beasts to you, but as kin. One particularly large wolf makes his way into the center of the circle, bows its head to you. The rest of the grove bow with it. Then everything begins to calm. The moon moves back to where it was in the sky, and the wolves turn and leave back into the forest. The owl flaps his wings off of the tree and makes his way into the darkness. The people that had been around in their ceremonial garb turn and leave, and you are left with just your friends, your family, the elders, and Thalindra. If there was a time to say something, Baldwin, it is now.
I feel different. What's happened to me?
The beast lies within you. You control it. You own it. It is loyal to you. You do not simply assume its form. You are one with it. In the days to come, you will learn how to harness this power. I thank you.
I see.
And she bows her head. Your service to the Grove has been far beyond what many would have expected. Friends, family of Baldwin, thank you for coming. Your friend, your brother, your loved one is now full member of this grove and a watcher in the wild. And I, as leader, as the one that sits on the oaken throne, could not be prouder of this fine man.
Thank you, Grandmother, for your kind words. I'll be diligent in my practice of harnessing this power that has been granted to me.
She nods her head. She grabs you by the shoulders and turns you. Go now to your friends and your family.
Thank you.
She steps out of the circle and wanders back along the path and into the darkness, and you are left with your family and your friends. Your adopted father makes his way towards you, reaches out a hand to shake it.
I go in to hug him instead.
He kind
And
of like
say-
steps back, and as you hug him, he's kind of like, oh. But he does eventually put his arms around you as well and embraces you in that hug. I am sorry.
I say,
Sorry I ever cast any doubt on you, Baldwin. I am sorry that we are not joined by blood. You are still my son.
Mullen would like start like get some tears and say, regardless of blood, I still see you as my father. And I forgive you for being harsh at times, but I know you meant well. You're preparing for this moment, and for that I thank you.
He just holds you a little tighter. Tabitha and your sister then make their way towards you, and they all kind of embrace you in a family cuddle. As that embrace ends, Michael makes his way towards you and places a hand on your shoulder. Well then, brother. Seems we are one now.
So it seems. You must teach me how to harness this power.
The time will come. For now, enjoy in celebration. Can't wait for the
course.
day that we fight side by side on a battlefield. As equals. Gives you a wink. Turns away. The rest of you like to do anything?
I imagine Lexi is sort of just sitting on the sidelines with a tissue.
Where is he dabbing?
Where eyes would be, I assume.
Where they're supposed to go, okay.
Yeah. Bro.
I hope that wasn't too painful to watch or too torturous. I'm well. Feel good. Feel a new sense of vigor and purpose. And I can't wait to put it to the test against Venom Fang or any other who dare stand before us.
Your subclass has now changed.
Oh.
You may now assume Circle of the Hybrid subclass.
Yay.
Ooh, okay.
Congratulations, Baldwin. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now Jack
This one needs a long
worry
rest.
about Moon Druid at level 20.
I know it's early, slightly, but I think that is a good time and a good place to end the session this evening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you, everybody. Hope you had a good time. And we will see you on Sunday for our extra long super session. We'll spend about 8 fucking hours
That's right.
of the useless fucks. So I look forward to seeing you all then. In the meantime, bye for now.
It is.